Hi Gemini, and welcome to Celtic Gaia Tarot. This is your weekly tarot reading from the 20th to the 27th of September. And yes, you've got very abundant reading, Gemini, basically. Loads of earth energy, but all this earth energy which is tens, ones, kings, the empress, imagine as your additional guidance card, which is about learning to visualize, create the life that you want to. Would you want it to be? Would you want it to look like? But I think there's a bit more than imagining here, because there seems to be quite a lot of active manifestation going on here. You start the reading with the Hermit paired with the Ten of Discs, and the tens are completions of a cycle, and Ten of Discs is generally regarded as it's a very financial, successful card, and paired with a Hermit, and that Hermit is about, the Hermit tends to be about turning within to find that inner guidance to make decisions, based on our own inner knowing, our own intuition. It's that sense, and these two together are a very, very interesting combination. So for some of you, you could be turning within to, to seek inside about how to manifest more money, but there's a sense that this is already manifested, so maybe there's a sense of, for some Geminis are getting quite a lot of money this week. There's no way around it. It just is. This is also to do with housing, new businesses, new jobs. But paired with a Hermit, there might be a decision of going within to decide what is the best way forward, and using that sort of sense of time to imagine, to create the way forward, Gemini, that you want in your life. Because I tell you, the chances are very high this week you're going to get what you want, because we move on to the King of Pentacles, and the King is the master, basically. He's a master of his suite, and this is a very slow moving king, and so no decisions based on impulse. So it's a sense of you having to be very quiet, go inside to make decisions about what is the best way forward for your life, and there's not going to be quick decisions here. And it's definitely a sense, Gemini, about you're trying to get a bit of mastery over your own self here. And because it's paired with the Three of Swords, there could be a sense of a little bit of sorrow attached to some of these decisions, that you might discover the way forward means there's letting go with it, and actually you end with the Eight of Cups. So again, that's reflected that, okay, I've got all this wonderful new beginning. For some Geminis, you're going to be getting exactly what you want, which means you're going to have to, it's almost that, for some Geminis, it's almost becoming a whole new person. Not about, but as we grow and mature and develop, we have to make more decisions based on that maturity, and there's definitely a loss attached to it. It could be a loss of a person, it could just be the loss of a part of our own self. That feeling, well, this means I can't act in that old way, whatever it means. But it's a sense of this maturity and this abundance is coming with a tiny bit of a cost. But I'd actually say that about all things in life, actually. We're always weighing up There's always change, and change always comes with a bit of a loss. And again, your crowning card is the Ace of Pentacles. So again, I mean, I've never really seen a greater array of financial abundance, Gemini. But deep within you, there's still some conflict going on. And this conflict could be playing out. It could be playing out in a larger arena. Or it could be taking place within yourself, Gemini. You could be, one part of you, eager with this moving forward, so exciting. But there's another part of you sort of feeling quite nervous and feeling quite sad about the loss that it's going to entail. And you know, that's I would say that's part and parcel of life, Gemini. So there's always going to be losses with all new beginnings. And so this Five of Wands, again, it could play out. It could be a conflict at work, at home, or it could be really deep within you. I'm really, really, really not sure. But it's definitely going on. And we move on to more abundance, Gemini. What have you been doing? Please let me know. The Empress, absolutely the most abundant card in the whole deck. She's Mother Nature. So, you know, she's the one who harvests, and she's the one that grows all those seeds. All those aces, all those new beginnings grow under the energy of the Empress. And incredibly fertile and abundant card. And because it's paired with the Moon, I found the Moon and Imagine extremely, extremely similar. So the Moon represents so many things, but in this reading, Gemini, I'm thinking it's about you. Actually, I am going to use the word, this is about you imagining, and I think it's about co-creating your own future here. So, I mean, I'm not a law of attraction master in any way, but I do know there has to be harmony between your conscious mind and your unconscious, and the Moon represents the unconscious, when the Empress is just everything that's above earth, that fruitful Mother Nature. So, and there's it's so interesting, because even though there's a conflict going on for you, Gemini, either within or without, there's also a sense of you are moving beyond this conflict and gaining this sense of clarity within yourself, of moving forward through these fears that have held you down and these conflicts, and moving through the sadness it entails of letting go, and you're moving forward. Absolutely beautiful energy. And you move on to the Six of Cups, and the sixes are always about harmony. For some say this is past lovers card. For some it might be, maybe, I think that's the most superficial understanding of a card. It does play out sometimes that way, but I think it's about reaching that place deep within you, you know, deep within your guts. When you've got it, Gemini, you're riding that wave, you've got it spot on. Whatever you've been working at, because my gosh, this is a major, major manifestation week for you, Gemini. I always think the Six of Cups is that feeling that you've just hit the mark. You've got it perfectly. You're in perfect alignment with everything that is, and that choice has been made to walk away from something. And I think that something is these cards here. It could be a sense of being split and divided within your own self, Gemini. But part of you moving in one direction and part of you moving in the other. But you've reached completion this week, and you're riding that wave. And you're choosing to walk away, and there's no loss attached to this walking away, because none of the cups are spilled. You've just reached a very mature emotional decision to go for a life that gives you meaning, and to walk away from what no longer serves you. And oh my Gemini, I can't wait to do your October reading. And if any of this plays out for you, please let me know. It's so challenging doing a reading without knowing a question. But absolute abundant week, Gemini. And my advice is let go of what needs to be let go of. And I'm not saying don't grieve, but